it has been just a bizarre series. Bonnie, we're off the back of his best map yet, which was him playing the Neon, and glad to see him on the Neon again, to be honest. I think that's going to allow him to just carry that momentum into this map. But if we go back to the other day, Ambrosia on their attack side against YFP, they went on a crazy run. They were down 9-3 at the side swap, and they end up winning that game 13-10, just by virtue of how good their attack was.
It's a great point. They could use some of that momentum right about now, Wyatt. They managed to claw back that game on Sunset pretty significantly, but a couple of errors cost them so dearly. Quick B plant here in the pistol. Shondex is in the perfect spot.
I mean, if he could just get one and stay alive, that can be enough. Even just make some noise and stay alive, be a nuisance.
Okay, Practo actually checks this and wins it out. That is very fortunate. Practo admonishing Nanas at that moment, saying, hey, buddy, you're lucky I checked that, bro. Bonnie going to be lit by this, and they're going to push off the site. Time is going to be short. It's going to be the enemy. Here are Burger Boys. In they come, in numbers. Gets a tap, gets to half. Retro here amidst the smoke, trying to push up, deals with Satellite. Welly, though, well, there's no time really for the defenders to make this work, and this attack side hit towards the B site. He's off.
Those were some sick shots from Welly. That little jiggle with the tap back into sight after they fight into the AB link. Able to trade out on Bonnie, who was probably fortunate to even get one on Akrian, who swung onto him while he was stunned. Cosmetic ability, again. We're starting to see that on the last two maps now that we're getting a lot of breach, but look at this from Welly. That shot is crazy right there.
I knew that time would be the problem. Definitely fortunate for Shondex. The round still went favorably for him and the rest of Ambrosia, despite that little issue that he suffered. It was in a great spot, though. A lot of early warning was given over to the attack side in the post plant. We move on, though. Outlaw for Satellite. No interest in C whatsoever for Ambrosia. The A split, though, looks like it's definitely on.
Should be relatively easy. They're getting the site for free here. Satellite has all of that forward space.
Definitely significant how easily they've been able to do this. Not a drop. Oh, blood spent in order to get them there. Okay, this moves. Yeah, that guy with the moonwalk. Unfortunately for Bonnie, it's going to take more than that to make up for the weapon deficit that is being suffered. Outlaw will be maintained. Phantom alongside of it. So pretty reasonable bonus coming at you for Ambrosia.
We'll see how much they want to invest into this bonus round now. Yeah, pretty solid start for them. After what has just been a bizarre couple maps in a row. They're able to win the first two maps in the series without winning a single pistol round. Then there's a delay because of Practo's power outage. We come back. Burger Boys look like a completely new team. They brought us all the way to map 5, and now Ambrosia get to start on a map side that they're excellent at. All right, Bonnie is just going to tear them apart.
And they just keep coming. Practo wants to get involved now as well, but Bonnie just gets left as the insert, nice and healthy as he is. Re-clear this now, and Bonnie says, no, I'm going to go for it. Oh,
yeah.
Many such moments this series. That's a big win for Shondex, though. All of a sudden, these attackers might still have something to work with. And if Ambrosia end up taking this round, Bonnie is going to be absolutely kicking himself.
Oh, for sure. This should not be a situation that they're in right now. Still just under a minute to play with for Ambrosia. They're pivoting back towards mid. This cam has been watching. For anyone pushing down, that hasn't been the case. There are tripwires defensively placed just for info in garage, and then a kill trip on C. And after this is broken, I mean, that's giving up the game here.
Still,
we are on for just an honest 3-on-3 retake.
I mean, Burger Boys are not in a hurry. They're not convinced. They think that this is just... I mean, look, again, it's easy enough to sell a fake just by destroying a trapwire inside garage. So Burger Boys are pretty ponderous here, Wyatt, taking a sweet time.
Yeah, they are going to have to waste some valuable seconds just on this rotate over. Akrian's stun has cycled back up, so fault line and flash to play with in the post plant. When these players try to get out choke, might be able to connect that onto a couple. Maybe Welly can swing, but he's actually playing really close.
And comes Nanas now, Akrian tight on that angle. Stinger, I think, in his hand, so he may as well make use of it. And there's Ambrosia, huge win in the bonus. Taking 2 rifles out of it. Great start on this attack side. The side, of course, where they need to be stacking these rounds up to give themselves any degree of confidence heading into that next half. And they were good. They were real good earlier on this map. The attack side for them is definitely where they want to get a nice, healthy lead. This from Shondex is what opens the map up for them. Oh, that and Bonnie sort of getting very aggressive up A long.
Let's go! Come on!
And then from there, not even any util used to counter the retake. Akron had it all up, but he was playing close, taking contact. Just good fundamentals. The other 2 players insta-swing off of him taking a fight. Burger Boys are going to walk away from that round so frustrated. Bear in mind, Bonnie just gets a free 2K at the beginning. 1 kill through smoke. Someone tries to push through it, and he gets the second. I mean, they just can't be giving that up. They can't be losing that. You've given way too much to Ambrosia. Their economy is going to get out of control. They've got a Hunter's Fury to play with on the next gun round.
You can see how much that round meant to them. Bit of a pop-up moment from Welly. Now, you want to go here against this Sheriff round, apparently, from Burger Boys. Welly just has to speculate with the last bolt. There it is. Retro swings onto the site now. Ambrosia already kind of committed to this. They're going to go for it by the looks of things. Retro just going to try his luck. Eventually, the spray down comes through. Nanas, though, finds Sheriff purchase as well as down to Alvin. Nowhere in the vicinity, not even close.
My eyes are down.
But the camera, it's a little bit of information as well. He will pluck that from him. What have he got?
Probably not too much. Credit to Shondex for being able to pick up all those kills in a really tough situation.
Just virtually impossible here. Next to 3. That's that neural theft earned. And as expected, those first 4 rounds coming up here for Ambrosia, great buffer. Especially against a loss of momentum potentially on this first half. It's a good start. Now, though, Bonnie gets an op in his hand at his earliest convenience.
It does have the overdrive, too, in case it's necessary. It was a good shot from Retro, and some util came in that was really messing up Satellite, but you just saw Shondex pushing that right side of the site.
Okay.
The scoreboard for Ambrosia is crazy right now, by the way. 2 players have 0 kills, and then 10 and 7.
Welly, no deaths. 4 rounds, not 1 death.
Wow, okay. Operator investment has just gone up in smoke instantly.
Feast or famine is Bonnie. Like, genuinely. Just be starting to really get heated up on that previous map. Here's Retro. Okay. Oh, I mean, this is not cool for Burger Boys. Something's got to give here. Retro going down so cheaply. Surely you're already saving here. You're going to look. Nanas is going to try his luck. That last gun, though, surely gets carried away. Practice says, no way. No way.
And Shondex should absolutely be hunting right now with 6K behind him. Burger Boys are starting to fall flat, fall to pieces after surging back into this series with 2 map wins in a row. I mean, unfortunately, it begins with Bonnie just postured out in the open. I think his crosshair was just aimed for window, and someone peeks lower, gets the free kill. That was Glyph. And I don't know how Retro goes down to an aftershock on B. What happened there? I do not know.
Yeah, I think he is... He's trying to rotate back over to C in that garage direction. I think he's at the kill that happens out there on that B side. It might have been like a...
Yeah, he was in the corner on B.
Yeah. See where Retro is now. Yeah, okay. You just get right in that corner.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he? What? Maybe he got like stunned into it or something. Who knows, man? Who knows? But okay. That is real unfortunate. At least Burger Boys after this round will have a lot of ults to play with. That is an absolute guarantee. But if things go as they should, this is Ambrosia with a 6-0 lead after getting their second pistol round win in this entire series.
I would say that these ultimates
here
kind of relevant for playing from behind. Rolling Thunder at overdrive.
That's some good damage.
Yeah, even with these weaker weapons, yeah, Satellite chunked right on down. It kind of limits the options for the Jet in terms of actually creating that space now. She dies to a classic shot virtually.
Take flight.
Well, he's been good, real good this game. He's at Rolling Thunder early though. Gets out of camp straight away. Bonnie now inside hell. Clip TP's forward. Satellite falling. He was chunked down to 30. A free kill virtually for the defenders. And yes, epic challenges moment coming at you, folks. We've got 3 sheriffs to work with now. BURG was having to wait this out. Nanas was even able to recover a rifle. Rolling Thunder comes out here from Retro. Sonics is stuck in the corner. Chunked down. Big hit on him. He's at 54. And they're running.
The spike has been gone. That is Welly on the move. Oh, I love this position from Nanners into Cubby. And rather than going somewhere like backside, but there's still enough time for this Ambrosia team to pivot back. I love that from Welly. So heads up to break the trip. Alvin knows, I mean, B is still an option, still has the cam. That's going to have to be broken. 15 seconds left. Does he try to fight or does he wait for his teammates? Surely he just plays it safe.
Spike planted.
Decision Alvin knows he would have had a 1v1 while the spike was going down. So Welly, his best game of the series so far. I mean, a post part now, and that, of course, is just speculating with the fault line. No catch onto the Sova. Well, he obviously skipped the util entirely, and okay. Ah, yes. Well, you mentioned it. If this round goes the way it should, then it would be a 6-0. But Burger Boys starts off with like a bunch of free damage on Satellite. A shock dart hits him for 30. Enough to bring him down. And then, yeah, it's, you know, the usual Practo with the Sheriff. And
the overdrive comes through from Bonnie backside. Just a lot of little unfortunate things that kind of added up, and that's all it comes down to. Glyph maybe had that opportunity to get the kill on Practo too, but his spray just really went a miss there, unfortunately for him. I suppose if you're Ambrosia, you're thinking, hey, at least they had to use the overdrive and the Rolling Thunder to win that, but obviously you're pretty upset to be giving that one up. Trip is placed for a dash up draft onto platform right now, back C.
Alvin here's that Aldrin. Trap wire cleared. This seems pretty direct from Ambrosia. The light picks up. Cyber cages both popped here. So Alvin looking to play around that defensive setup as much as possible. We might see a pivot here from Ambrosia. Yep, they just don't see enough. They get no information. Practo no catch off that Hunter's Fury.
This is great.
Sonic's back in the B direction.
Yeah, they're getting into that B site for free right now. Glyph is in a tough spot, but he might just be good for at least one. There it is.
Oh, God, I almost got away with that. Nanas out of 72. Ambrosia pulled the rotates off B so well. And they get rewarded, right? They got a post plant. Feel very winnable. Welly here is in a spot to be pretty annoying. Can play off that cam a little bit. Now set up for the post plant. No reason not to. You've got that recon here to light them up. But that's it. Outside of it, you have to spam. No more Teho for you. And there it is. Welly getting rid of the diffuser there. Practo gets it to half. Shondex. Shondex, please. Stop the man. Wow. Practo with the defuse. Nerves are bloody steel. A second round for BURG that they should not have won.
Shondex off with the timing there. I think he could have gone into the smoke before it was stuck, or hoping that just hearing the footsteps coming at him, that the person defusing would feel like they need to get off, aim at him. Very unfortunate. I mean, it was a 3 versus 4, but that looked astoundingly winnable. That's pretty disastrous. Though the economy for Ambrosia has just been out of control, they can keep on buying. And hey, if they win this round, Burger Boys are going to be on an eco. Things could be worse. They got all the ults out of Burger Boys. They have them on the verge of an eco. Obviously, they've lost a 2v1 and an anti-eco, but it could be a way worse situation.
Yeah, Burger Boys, despite their heroics, aren't in a great place economically.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way you read that. You can see man. The devil, the angel and the devil were speaking to him on his shoulders, but he made the right decision.
Every man has 2 wolves inside of him, you know? All right. So same as earlier. This is Ambrosia just testing. They're not committed. Or at least they want to condition that. They actually are. Getting out onto the site here. Retro. You're kidding me. Okay. Exposes himself. Though Shondex and Willie able to get involved. Spike Luke on the site itself. Nanas. Rock solid.
Enemy down.
Okay. Little free dink there for Welly. Nanas is audacious with some of this positioning. Now he'll be dug out of the corner. Yes.
Go, go, go.
Welly's such a dangerous player in moments like this. Now, Bonnie's going to try and be quick about this. Welly, shoulder peek, you would have thought looked more of a full commitment than that. Showed more than just a little bit of leg. We haven't. Oh, my goodness. We have a plant. Shondex cancels at just the right time. Then over the top, Bonnie tries to peer in. Well, there goes the neighborhood and the bank balance of Burger Boys.
That was such a crucial clutch for Shondex to win. That's got Burger Boys on the eco. Look at the numbers for him and Welly. What are they at? 24 kills? The rest of the team has 9? Is that correct? That is mental. It gotta be said, Welly, without a doubt, is at his best when he's on Sova. It's not even close. And I'm not just talking about this map. Like, back on Ascent as well. He was easily one of the best players for the team. The impact he was having with the util and the kills was so high. This is absolutely the agent he thrives on.
Looking down here, the barrel of a 7-2.
Here.
And yeah, I would say markedly higher impact gain than what we saw on the fade. But obviously, Flip
Blocking sight.
kind of dictates you move off the Sova.
Deploying drone.
Fact of re-clearing this off a pretty decent timing. Far enough down that our drone is not able to spot far enough into lobby.
That might give some false info. He's still going to jiggle that. Did he see someone? It's hard to tell, but regardless, Bonnie is going to rotate over. So that will be 2 players. Bonnie is only with a classic, though. So how useful can he really be?
Pulling rotates off B. This is, again, what we've seen from Ambrosia. The anti-eco protocol is to hit that B site and spray people down through smoke, apparently. This is absolutely brazen from Satellite, but he knows he will have a chance to respond if he runs into a classic player.
30 seconds left.
Here's Practo.
Exactly
Still 20 or so seconds before he'll have another owl drone. And everyone's getting lit up now, of course. Neural Theft committed just to make this a safer play, and then we're pushing off the site. Look at where he is. No way they're going to be looking for someone there.
3.
We are stat padding on this round for Ambrosia. Already one round for sure. Bunny now has a rifle he can afford to lose, but he can't turn it into a kill.
Ambrosia have done a really solid job on this attack half of dragging rotates, and then specifically, they're just loving going into this B site. And they've been right on the decisions of when to go into B for the most part. It has been pretty vacant. I mean, that time it was really just Satellite taking a lot of space on his own, but does a nice job doing it, and the rest of the team can follow up on that deep positioning that he was able to take.
Let's go.
It was a 7-2 in the end. This time maybe more insistent, this Satellite. Knows the Neon's there. Just going to allow Bonnie to cross. Feels like it's too dangerous to actually try and punish him unless there's a swing from the left.
They're completely
So that's
aware.
definitely got people alert and attentive over at A.
Yeah, they did know that there were certainly 2 Burger Boys players there, and all that noise has dragged the attention of Retro. If Alvin does get pressured by SC Execute, oh my god, that is a little bit unfortunate. The site is totally free. Even if he lived, I was going to say there's no trips here, but...
Oh, on the move. Danner's punished. Oh, this gun round here for Burger Boys has been pretty unsuccessful so far. Not a lick of damage outside of a little bit of a graze on Satellite. Nil push up. Shorty time, baby. Straight into the cyber cage he goes. Bonnie dealt with. There's a ping on Retro. Back to garage as well. 2 players on the angle, a little bit hard to follow. Retro says, okay, well, if you're going to help me build this next Rolling Thunder a little bit quickly, I'm not going to complain, but by God, he would have loved it on a round like this. There it is, trying to line up a fault line. Stop through the smoke.
Again, Ambrosia are able to hit a site that was really light, and Alvin going for like the straight up jiggle peek, not jump spotting, gets destroyed by the Phantom spam. 31 kills for Welly and Shondex now combined, which is just mental. Still over double the rest of the team. They are going absolutely crazy. This is just, again, exactly what we saw from Ambrosia when they played against YFP yesterday. Their attack side here is really excellent. It's going to be a matter of closing it out on defense, just getting enough rounds. Against YFP, it only required 3.
That is a fair point. Situation now for Ambrosia looking much more comfortable. And honestly, how devastating would this be? The fakest of fake comebacks in this series for Burger Boys.
Devastating fake comeback for them.
I'm sure they're aware of it, of course. It's not where they want to be. But yeah, just how dynamic this attack side for Ambrosia has been. We saw it yesterday as well. Hardly a surprise to see them look so good here. This is a floated map as well, which is kind of insane to me. Seems like they're extremely drilled down on this map. They had the Rolling Thunder that Retro got fed last round by 2, kills just being offered up to it. How are you going to make use of it now with this Sheriff Bucky buy? So uncomfortable.
I mean, how sick are Burger Boys going to be if they lose this series? The fake comeback, almost running it back, winning 2 maps. They lose 2 13-10s. Games where they won both pistol rounds and couldn't close them out. That would be devastating for them. I mean, still respect. This is the best run this team has had, and this is also the best run that Ambrosia have had. Nobody expected these guys to be in the top 3. So you have to give an immense amount of credit where it's due to both of these squads for being here in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, stage 1, and we're in promotion and relegation. Now they find themselves here. Talk about a glow up. Very careful round for Ambrosia. I really would like to top this half with a clean couple rounds. They cleared up, some of that Cypher utility. You notice there's no sort of traps on the map here. You've got options. And of course, Ambrosia can afford to play slow because they've got both extremities, both flank routes, also trapped. And they might, again, go for that anti-eco protocol of going towards B. That is where Bonnie might be able to do more with this Bucky. But that has been the conditioning for Ambrosia on rounds like this in the past. Not so this time. They're hitting a free C side. They end up making the right choice.
Yet again, always making the right choice. The calling is excellent. It should be all too easy to close this out. I'm sorry, Retro is using the Rolling Thunder to get back in on a round where they've just got Sheriffs and a Bucky?
It's an odd way to commit, and that Bucky's gone. Now they're going to walk in with these Sheriffs. I get it. I think if they take a risk on this round, they can maybe keep buying into the next, but there's no guarantee that Ambrosia would have been able to buy either way. Shondex is max. He's capped on credits. And so it's an odd situation to commit the Rolling Thunder.
I mean, maybe if you... listen, I get it. They're down bad right now, and they want to get a round win. But maybe just try to get a pick first. Like, at least, okay, maybe someone gets that close Sheriff headshot, excuse me. Then you rip it in. That is a devastating loss to not have that now for their final buy.
All right, back to business with us. Last round of this first half of our 5th map. And it's been all Ambrosia all the time. At least a gun round here for Burger Boys, but they would have loved to have had a Rolling Thunder.
Crazy shock. Oh my god, what a kill from Satellite.
Good from Bonnie, though. Good stopping power. And it's not as a result of this very aggressive play either, but have a look. Glyph got himself into heaven. God, retaking this is going to be an absolute bloody nightmare. Oh, why? Did they have to get served up with a perfect example of a round where Breach would have been so crucial with that ultimate? That's just cruel.
This is something a Glyph like to do against YFP as well. Teleport into heaven, get a forward position to catch someone out.
Oh, there they go. Shondex is only good for the one. It's Nanas and Alvin against the world, or so it feels. Great transfer for Nanas, but he doesn't. Oh, Willie! Hold out the shorty. Oh, man, Nanas is just trying to breathe through this right now. Gritted teeth for many of Burger Boys. They sustained an absolute beating. Just know what 9-3 scored lines can become on a map like this. We're not going to rule Burger Boys out. And hey, we know they're good at pistols, at least comparatively speaking.
was such a fantastic entry. I love that from Glyph, again, just getting into heaven. But the players just aren't really set up to swing for each other when those Burger Boys players are running through spawn, and just a rare whiff from Welly at the end. And Nanners, again, has just been the most clutch player for Burger Boys all day. All day. Bonnie's had some sick moments, and specifically on Sunset, he went crazy. Alvin has had some, in terms of his aim, has had some insane snappy multi-kills. But in terms of holding their nerve, clutching important rounds, high impact moments, for me, it has been Nanners all day in this series.
Been great looks from him. Just very dependable, even when put in pretty unfavored scenarios. Okay, some camera information now. So Ambrosia need to make this retake. Not a bad start. It's traded out. Both Omen's out of the game. Controller util now limited. Satellite wants to surge forward. Bonnie's been dealt with now. Who's going to watch this from long? It's going to have to be classics now. He has a ghost to work with, so theoretically favored at range, but not when there's two players trying to riddle him with those bullets. Are we really? I've got to find another pistol here for Burger Boys. Like, what is the record going to be?
Across the series, if they win this, yeah, 8-2 in this best of 5. 8-2.
One enemy remaining.
I like that from Willie.
Concentrate,
That is cute.
Sova.
Just a little wider swing than you would expect, but there's Retro. Okay. 8-2 in pistols. The Burger Boys still find themselves in such a scenario. We won't get hung up on that one, but it is a pretty wild stat.
Okay, my arms are good. We can go.
Unfortunately, past 2 rounds, Welly just wasn't able to connect the shots in moments where the squad really needed him to step up. That 1v1 in there, and that 2 versus 2 certainly had an opportunity to trade one out right away on the crouched player, but just couldn't connect the ghost.
One enemy remaining.
Now Burger Boys, they have an opening. They've got a chance to get back into this game.
Aggressive push here from Satellite up long. Getting tucked into a better position to make use of the Sheriff, perhaps. It's just an insert, though. This is going to be cleared. In theory, the Aldrone.
Surely spotted out, yeah, and is.
He's done. No one here to watch you. Oh, my goodness. Okay, surely no more than that. Thank you. This has allowed Welly to creep up. Okay, not bad. Honestly, he takes that kill. There's the wrap, though, that the defense was trying to make happen. Glyph spotted out.
And
Respectable.
In terms of site to go to, the world is the Burger Boys oyster. Ambrosia, they want to kind of gamble. They doubled up, expecting that they would just peel off and gun it to C, but they opt to noise cut, get back into this A site for free. And the round is really as good as done from this point onward. There shouldn't be any way that Ambrosia can trade this out. I mean, maybe someone can recover a gun. I mean, they both could, I believe, if they ran all the way back towards A main. There might be 2 SMGs down. There's at least 1.
I mean, yeah, at the very least, they can get some decent weaponry here. No armor on those players, of course, and Alvin's obviously really well positioned to punish this, but like the jump across. Okay, we got one in sewer.
One enemy remaining.
Good bolt line. Connex, though, is ultimately dealt with. Retro doubles back, handles it. Acrean has that Sheriff. Oh, Alvin. Oh, living dangerously. Just a Marshal committed there. So not the end of the world. And Acrean says, well, I may as well see what else I can get here. Nanas has a Spectre. And that
I like how he's playing this. He was kind of drawing them back to the site. He could. This would be a great kill if he can take out Nanners.
I see him here. Oh, only 48 health to start that fight. Pretty easy. Done for Nanners.
Fair play.
Okay. I liked it either way.
Yeah, we'll be
4 rounds.
Happy to have gotten that third with Alvin pushing into him. If you can get 3 on that, you're feeling pretty decent.
This is the early push up. Yeah, spotted out by an Aldrone. It's such a risk when just a very basic clearing protocol from Sova can do you in.
One enemy remaining.
Shondek's hoping to get up in position with a recovered weapon. So 4 rounds in the game. Burger Boys convert on that pistol. Now, though, of course, they're going to be a little unfavored. And he's 1 Vandal.
Bonnie has a Marshal at the moment. attack. That's not the greatest weapon. And both cages just being popped straight away.
Couple of taps here, just some due diligence being done. Yeah, deeply anchored here, Ambrosia. Unlikely to be shifted off this side. This is committed positioning from the defenders. And Shondex will be able to see this push-up garage. So, in Haven terms, it almost feels like a stacked site, even with only 2 players here. Now comes the stall util. Since Burger Boys have played themselves into this situation now, the rotation of Omen smokes might just have to flash themselves through this one. It's risky. Going to be spotted out. Shondex now knows what's coming. Paranoia hits into him, though. Bonnie gets forward. Quite far forward, in fact. Shondex now on a timing, looking for it. Gets his one. Perfect. Defenders definitely established themselves here. Now, keep 4 guns out of this round, and Ambrosia are feeling like they are laughing all the way to the bank. Spike in the hands of Retro. Now to be planted. Alvin with only 4 bullets left in his gun. Well, made pretty darn good use of them, I must say. Ambrosia will still get their 10th, though. Just a little bit of a rougher buy they would have liked.
His aim is goddamn crazy. He's done that so many times or similar things over the past couple maps. That was insane, man. What the hell?
30 seconds.
He'll take that damage all day. Unfortunately, Burger Boys, they just weren't really able to sync up a great push back sight after getting front sight. They were light on util to get in after that initial wave. So there was just really nothing to supplement Bonnie's deep push towards platform. They do some damage. They get the spike down, and if they can beat Ambrosia on this round, it would be worth 2.
Good start. Big hit there taken by Satellite, down to 16. A little bit risky, him posting up in that same spot that Glyph was in.
Really does get some great damage. No kills, but that's 3 players at half or less now.
Did he stay here? It looks like yes.
I know
He's
exactly
going to talk.
Oh, that sucks for Welly. Brutal. A kill off this? Surely something. No, not to be. Yeah, that's a big risk. Again, it's a player pushing up A long, getting punished by some form of info gaining utility. Satellite ruined there, caught inside the relay Bolden. This is such a big round for Burger Boys in terms of keeping a nice economy building. They've got to come back. So these clean rounds where they can get them, whether they're against, ecos or even full buys, are massive.
Shondex just relegated to a pretty sad save right now. I mean, I get why Welly wanted to go for that play. Wants to try to find a kill, but man, is it risky. When that cage gets thrown down, he doesn't know if a player could have crossed over to that right side. Brutal for him.
Look at where these kills have occurred. Burger Boys, they're just swarming over this A side, and it's been a couple of the risks taken by Ambrosia. Again, they've got a 5-round buffer, so yeah, mix in some of those moments. Push up A long, up sewer, try and see what you can get there. But eventually, they're not going to have the kind of round buffer where they can afford to make those plays. Might make them feel a little bit more restrained, a little bit less agency to go and affect the map. That's why we saw Burger Boys sort of make comebacks in previous games. This for Welly is, I mean, you mentioned it. Even going into that engagement, the guy's done good damage. It's like, well, yes, he does even more good damage with no kills. And that A site just gets completely rolled over. So where does Shondex end up playing? Just like the solo player over at C, I guess Hero Rifle's actually being maintained by the Cypher.
Sun going to go down long pretty quickly. Bonnie wants to scale off of that with the fast lane. Relay bolt. Satellite caught in the open. How is he getting one there?
And more. Welly.
That's a great
Times
trade.
in with a classic. Those are the non-Vandal players for Ambrosia. Now, like a ping over towards the B side here is reasonable. But I kind of like the idea of lingering here. Cutting noise and then coming back to hit this A site. Player disadvantage for Burger Boys, sure, but the weapons are so much better, and forcing Ambrosia to retake A would still be really difficult for them.
They just want to slow things down, wait out these dark covers. Maybe someone from Ambrosia pushes into them, they get a kill. That's not going to be the case, but well, he's got the shock dart lineup coming through. Not going to do any damage to them, as though he's just outside of the area of effect.
He's got himself into heaven at least, but he doesn't really have much of a weapon. Keep your eyes on Shondex, even now. Someone comes up, here's a rolling thunder that comes in. That actually affects a teammate, but not the end of the world. Burger Boy still advantaged. Alvin biding his time, flashes exchanged, and there it is. That's the hero rifle holder. The weapon gets passed around though. Now it's Retro. Wanting to play off this aftershock, and time is getting short for Ambrosia. They go, okay, wait a minute. That is please. Calling and shut this down. What? And a real thrifty. That Vandal doesn't get involved until right at the end of the round. Oh my goodness. Ambrosia pluck that round out of their rear ends, folks. No other way to frame it.
From top to bottom, that round felt like they were just winning on winnable situations. The Satellite initially takes that fight with the Bulldog. He's dodging around relay bolts. There was a fault line. Bonnie's sending it down with the fast lane and somehow gets the initial kill. There was a great trade from Welly.
Nice AC!
They win out that 2 versus 2. Look at the state of the economy now for Burger Boys. It is pretty tragic. Game feels like it's effectively on the line for them right now. They are 1 orb away from Practo getting his Hunter's Fury. That could be critical.
Got a rolling thunder on defense.
That will be excellent for the retake. You know, Satellite just opting towards C. Nothing is really happening on that side of the map. No noise is made, only towards A. So you can see him already fast on the rotate to try and support the players here. There are 4 Ambrosia players on this A side right now.
Going for it. What? Burger Boy's still going to go for it. Oh, they took so much damage. Bonnie down. Retro barely alive. Not sure if it's the 1 here. No, but it doesn't matter. Satellite gets it with the Blade Storm, and now it's down to Alvin. One singular boy. Really shuts him down, and now we invoke the ancient right of match point. What might be the fakest of fake comebacks I've ever seen at this level. Burger Boys at risk of faltering and dropping out of the Challengers stage 2 playoffs at the final hurdle.
They've had a fantastic run, but it feels like they are just on death's door. They have a lot of ultimates to play with at the very least. Now, Bucky does have the overdrive. On this round, though, love that Satellite. He waits out that flash. He's playing anti and then jumps out with the Blade Storm. Gets 2 players pretty free that were distracted on his defenders close. That was so well played. Ambrosia read the situation perfectly. They had 4 stacked over there for the hit. 4.
And he has a Bucky. Looking more and more disheveled as the day's gone on, and you can't blame him. This is a taxing series. Fatigue starts to creep in, but Ambrosia realized just how close they are getting through this game. There's that swing on Natters. Good Lord, the fact that they've got the wherewithal to go aggressive in a moment like this. Gondex? Not quite a cosmetic stun, but he's still able to find the kill on a Bonnie, and it's over, folks. Practo and Retro have got to put together a literal miracle. Retro pinged out. Okay, not bad. Down to 50, but able to win that fight, crucially. Satellite holding with the op here, and Practo eventually has to swing into it. Retro is done, and Ambrosia have done it. A great start in this series, and then we get to their map of split. They lose it 5-13, and we're wondering what the hell is going on. Grit and determination gets them over the line today, along with a massive attack side on Haven. Well-deserved win